everyone, Sophia here, mygreatchallenge. Welcome back to my Etsy shop, Frenchy and Tubby. I'm going to feature 7 items going live tomorrow, Friday, June 21st at 5 p.m. A little bit of everything today and some really interesting stuff. So let me start, as always, with the one in the thumbnail. And if you want to check out the shop, the link is up here and down below, Frenchy and Tubby on Etsy. And this is supposedly super rare. I don't know. So I'm not going to price it some crazy price like I've seen online. I'm just telling you right now. This is a mid-century 1960s pair of Aoli Glass decanters. Aoli Glass is Italian glass from Tuscany. They started way before all of us, okay? And my understanding is that it turned green kind of by accident because they were using the sand from that particular area of Italy, and it turned the glass green. You know that sand is used for glass. They melt it, and that's what makes the glass. So it became known as Aoli green. And moving forward after that, all of the wine bottles became green. So this is all hand-blown glass. Let me show you. It's really cool. Let me start with by saying it's really cool. Not my dirty glasses, but this is really cool. It's hand-blown glass. And you can see from the ripples, right? All of the little ripples and these bubbles here and there. And at some point you're going to see a seam right here. That's because they press it inside the mold. They blow the glass inside the mold, and that's what gives it its cube shape. Then on the neck right here, there's a band that can be removed. Let me give you a better close-up. Here we go. That band can be removed. It's leather with gold on it. It's got like an empire, first empire look to it. The problem with it is that leather, you know, if you don't condition, it becomes brittle. So if you play too much with it, it will break. And that's what happened with this one here. The 2 little tongs on the side here broke. All right, we're gonna give it a break because this is pretty much 80 years old. And then the stopper is definitely, you can definitely see that it's hand blown. It's got, the one here has a big bubble. The stopper here has a big bubble in it. I think you can see it. Okay, so they are decanters for wine, port wine, but you can use them for bourbon, whiskey, any kind of liquor. They're a little bit hard to open, which tells me they haven't been used a lot. So it's a plastic thing, and they do need to be vented a little bit. I don't think they've had any liquor in them. I have to be honest, they don't smell like they've had any liquor. So that's 2 Aoli green glass hand blown decanters. By themselves, they're easily $150, just those 2, minimally. And then they come with their own basket, and the basket is the cutest thing. It's very well made. It's got a reinforcement here. It's wicker. It's a simple braiding, and it makes it super functional. So you put your port wine or whatever in there, and this is the kind of stuff that people, Italian families, would have on display all year long on a buffet, on a credenza. My grandfather had something very similar. It was on a tray. It was not in a basket, but it was Aoli glass like this, green, and his didn't have the bands on the neck. The bands were on the body itself of the bottle. These are really cool. If you like kitsch, if you're looking for something that is super vintage and brings you back to your Italian roots, I mean, come on. If you've had Italian grandparents, they probably had something like this in their home. I know we did. But it's not just that. This is kind of like a piece of history, because there was really, back in those days, so many people who had things like this, and people would go to Italy and do maybe like those tours. And this is the kind of stuff they would bring back from Italy. And it was a big deal because it was expensive as a gift. If you were a family member and your parents, for instance, were going to Italy on a trip for a wedding anniversary and they brought back something like this, that was not a cheap gift back in those days. This is, again, 1960s, late 1950s, early 1960s, hand-blown Ampoli glass from Tuscany, Italy, in its own carrier basket, wine, port wine, decanters. I think they're fabulous. I would totally keep those. They have Ampoli glass eventually, I think around that time, around the 1960s, started playing with colors, with blues and oranges and reds, and they kind of pulled away from doing strictly green glass. But these may be their last years or decades of doing the Ampoli green. So we have Ampoli green glass decanters in a carrier. Really, really cool. Mid-century super kitsch. So next item is a big gamble. I've had it for a while, and it's one of those things you never know. People either hate or love clowns. These are clowns. You probably saw them on my shelf for a while. I still have a little bit of water in them. Okay, so what are those? These are from the 80s. They are Crown Royal, made in the 80s, made in Taiwan, and they are porcelain bisque display figurines of two clowns, two circus clowns playing musical instruments. One of them has, I know it's not an accordion, it's one of those accordion type, and the other one has a violin. And then there's a bunch of other instruments right here at the bottom. There's music sheet. They have the whole shebang. They have the clown shoes, the clown makeup, the long coat that doesn't fit on both of them. And so I looked a little bit into clown history because I'm not a clown person. Willie is. He loves clown. If you remember one of the videos I had a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, I'm not sure. Can't remember. He had a clown t-shirt, but he likes specific clown. And that's the thing with clown people. They like a particular type of clowns. Willie likes either the creepy clowns, the scary ones, or he likes the original Grimaldi type clowns, which is the full white face makeup, big fluffy collar, the Pierrot French type clown, or the Italian original clowns. He doesn't like this kind of clowns. These are August clowns, and the August clowns were very popular, and I think were introduced by the Ringling brothers, the circus folks. These are a step in between the Grimaldi full face all white clown, who's the sad clown, and the tramp clown, which is Emmett Kelly, the one that looks like he's got stitches all over the place because all of his clothes are falling apart. And Charlie Chaplin was kind of like an Emmett Kelly clown. These are not a full face makeup. Let me give you a little bit more of a close-up. So they usually come with the nose, and they usually have just their eyes and maybe a little bit of their mouth with the white, and they tend to have a bald head with hair like this. And the same goes with this one. The red nose, not a full face makeup, just around the eyes and around the mouth. So they are August clowns. It's porcelain bisque, it's unglazed, so it's all matte finish. It's in perfect condition. There's not a chip, not a crack, not a hairline. The paint is not faded, it's not dirty. This was loved and cherished in somebody's curio cabinet. And I know that people collect clowns, so I'm taking a gamble with this one. They're not particularly expensive, but I know that some people collect clowns. And I have another one over there, which is actually the Emmett Kelly one. I'll show him to you. Right here. So that's the tramp clown. This is the August clowns, the circus clowns playing instruments, musical instruments. In terms of the function at the circus, these are the comic relief guys, but they also check on the crowd. They make sure that everybody is okay. Some people are not passing out. Kids are not crying. They just keep things smoothly. And then, of course, they have their own little intermission show, sometimes in between. So these are August Clowns by Crown Royal. They're from the 1980s, very early 80s, 1982, something like that. Playing clown, playing musical circus clowns. I'm taking a gamble on that one. No idea. But you never know. I had a clown on in the shop that stayed there for quite some time until somebody actually purchased it. So maybe they'll stay there for 2 years. Who knows? Okay. Next. Okay, next item. I just sold one of those. That was a green band a couple of weeks ago. And this is a porcelain box by Mikasa from the mid-1980s. This one, the pattern is called Cosette. It's really pretty. Look at this bouquet of flowers. It just feels like summer. And it's beautiful whichever way you look at it. It doesn't really have a direction. So it's Mikasa. It's got gold accent. It's porcelain. 1985. The pattern is called Cosette. Porcelain trinket box is super practical. You can leave them on your bedside table. You put your ring in it, candies, whatever. But they're very decorative and they're just well made. This one is just beautiful. It's not super fine porcelain. It's a heavier type ceramic, but it doesn't take away from its beauty. So if you are looking for something like this to go with a blue decor or a floral decor in your house, this is perfect. It's by Mikasa from the 80s. I think the blue, the gold, and the white are very, very 80s in terms of colors. I think so. But anyway, it's not hand painted. This is a transfer wear, but regardless, it's just beautiful, and they are made in Japan. So that's item number 3. Okay, number 4. This is actually a set that I'm splitting in two. Let me start with this. This pattern is by Noritake, and it started in 1978. So we're gonna say it's vintage, okay? This is a teapot by Noritake, and the teapot pattern is called Spectrum. What I like about it is because it's a crisp white with a platinum. Platinum porcelain like this will tend to match any other platinum porcelain you may have, because the lines are just very clean, very crisp. It doesn't matter if the rest of your line, you could have a Lenox, for instance, that has some platinum but is more rounded. They will still go together because platinum and white is just such a timeless design. You can mix and match. Gold, not so much, but platinum and white is so subdued in terms of tones that you can actually match them. So this is a little set. Unfortunately, I'm missing one piece. So I have the teapot in the Spectrum design, and I have the creamer. I don't have the sugar bowl. I wish I did, but I didn't find it. And it says Contemporary Fine China, Noritake. Actually, this is made in the Philippines, and it's Spectrum 2983. That's what it says here. And then the teapot says same thing, Spectrum 2983. It's in brand new condition. It's perfect. When you open it, there's no chip. Sometimes this part here is chipped. It's not. There's no stain inside. It's a self-straining teapot. You can use it as a coffee pot if you want, which you've noticed behind me, right? That's coming up next. But you can use it as a coffee pot. You're not stuck to tea. It's just beautiful. It's so elegant. it's so simple, right? It's no fuss. Compared to the mikasa with all the flowers and the gold and the colors, this is just timeless. So it's a teapot with its creamer. So that's one set. And the second set is not teacups, but I found the demi-tasse. And that's why I'm saying that if you want to, you can use this as a coffee pot. But I have a set of 6 demi-tasse in the same pattern. And again, this started in 78, and those are so pretty. So demi-tasse is for a small coffee or an espresso. They're super elegant. It's fine bone china by Mikasa. It's the same platinum design. So if you put them together, right, if let's say you want to buy this and this, you see how they go together? Well, it's the same pattern, so obviously, but one is rounded and the other one is more of a trapeze type design here with the creamer. So I have a set of 6 of these. Look at the pictures on the website when it's posted tomorrow, because I have a lot of close-ups and you're going to be able to really see how beautiful these are. Now what's interesting is that I don't like platinum china. I only like gold. But these, I saw them, I was like, ooh, they're really pretty, because there's not a lot of fuss on them. I've seen platinum with a lot of, I think it's Lenox Federal, has a lot of flourish in platinum. For me, it just looks very somber. These are not. They're very pretty, and I love the curve right here. So they're footed, very elegant. Obviously, they're not for tea, they're demi-tasse. But again, if you're getting the teapot that goes with it, you can use it for coffee. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So it's 6 of those. The rest of them are right here. I don't want to pull them all out and show you, but I have 6. Spectrum by Noritake. Okay, when I come back, I have 2 more. Back in the kitchen and super kitsch. This one's a little bit damaged, but some people absolutely do not care because they want to finish this set. This is mid-century modern. This is Hollywood Regency. Hollywood Regency or Revival, whatever they called it back in those days. It's a georgesbriard design. It was called Regalia, and it's basically a gold crown. I don't know if you can see it, right? So it's a gold crown with some shields here. And what was that? This was, it's going to be inexpensive, I'm telling you right now, because it's a little bit damaged, it's a little bit faded. This was actually part of a set. It was part of a chip and dip. It had a matching bowl, there was a smaller one, for the dip, and you put the chips in there. Imagine the parties people used to have back then. Like, they would pull out stuff like this. What do we have now? Right? We pull out the Tupperware, the plastic stuff. This is really cool. It's got a little bit of damage. It's been used a lot, obviously, and washed a lot. But I think it's really neat. And again, if you like that kitsch, mid-century modern design, really, really cool. So let me show it to you. Let me go like this and show you all around so you can see it. Georgesbriard. He did a lot of those designs on glass, for Libby glass, for Pyrex. Back in those days, he was like the preferred designer for houseware back in the 50s and 60s. This is really neat. I like it. I wish I had the matching bowl, but I don't. Okay, and then the last one. Some people consider it to be super rare. I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen it in other colors. But this is a mccoypottery. And it's a deep dish. It's from the 70s. That is shaped like a fish. Do you see that? It is so cool. I would totally keep this. The glaze on it is gorgeous. It's a drip glaze. And what's interesting with this is that I don't know if they meant it, to be mix and match, but I've seen it in that green, and I've seen it in that ochre color. And they made it in different sizes. This is the largest one. This one is 13 inches. So you could have the large brown, and you could have the medium green, and you could have the small ochre yellowish color if you wanted to. It's 3 inches deep. So you can do a vegetable lasagna in it. You're not stuck with having to do a fish dish, okay? It just happens to be a fish. But you could definitely do a real French fish parmentier in it. It is stunning. It is a beautiful piece of pottery, and it's unusual. I think it's so pretty you could actually use it on a kitchen island as a fruit bowl, as a centerpiece. In the back, it just says Owen proof, not oven, Owen proof, number 9380 USA. And through my little research, I found out that this was actually a McCoy. I thought it was a California pottery, but no, it's McCoy. How cool is this? This is really cool. Okay, that was my item number 7. So, all of this tomorrow, 5 p.m. in the shop, Frenchy and Tubby, link up here and down below. What would I keep? Definitely keep this. I'm tempted. I would definitely keep this. You know I love pottery. I would keep this, and I would absolutely keep this. Only because it reminds me of my family. But I'm only partially Italian from my dad's side. But I would totally keep this. I would keep this. The china, I don't need any. And that would be it. I think these are the 2 that I would keep. Because I think they are absolutely beautiful. So, tell me down below which one's your favorite. Which one reminds you of your grandma's house, your grandma and grandpa's house. And have you seen any of these items before? And what do you think about the clowns? Are they a gamble? I think it is. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the clowns. I think they're cool, but it's the kind of stuff like you have to have more than one. So, and I know I have clown collectors, but again, these are the August clowns. So clown people are very specific about their clowns apparently. Just like Corningware people are very specific about their Corningware. Well, all collectors, I guess, are specific about the collection. I will talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And again, check the links down below and check out my shop, Frenchy and Tubby, to look at close-up pictures so you get a better idea of what the items look like and imagine them in your home. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye!